Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service National Forecast, Monday the 8th of May. Now, we've already seen plenty of wet weather across the western and northern parts of the country so far this last few days or so. Sadly, we've got more to come as we head through the rest of this week, at least this first half. Low pressure moves in from the Tasman Sea. You can see the cloud out towards the west of us, embedded in that some thunderstorms, and that's going to push on towards us as we go through the rest of this afternoon, Monday, for the likes of Fiordland and Westland. And as we head in towards Tuesday, this whole system moves in and across us, so it will bring some wet weather back across both islands as we go through in towards Tuesday. So we have got some severe weather watches and warnings in place. These ones you can see down across the likes of Westland and Fiordland start from this afternoon, from Monday, and run through in towards Tuesday, while the ones up on the north side, really as we go through in towards Tuesday, it's worth saying as well, as these heavy rainfall warnings we've got on through Auckland and Northland and the Coromandel, we'd like to find a few more severe thunderstorm watches as we head through in towards Tuesday as well. So do keep that in mind as we head through towards Tuesday. As we head through the night time, you can see this wet weather continues to move in from the Tasman Sea. Those darker blues indicating some really heavy bursts of rainfall. This front then continues to move across us as we go through the next few days. But worth saying though, still very mild, at least for the start of this week. We are going to find a real change in our temperatures later on, but for the time being, we'll keep hold of those really mild conditions across the North Island at least as we go through the night time. Temperatures a little cooler down south, but lows of 10 degrees Celsius for Invercargill and Queenstown. Nothing too much to worry about there. As we go through in towards Tuesday, you can see this front continues to move across Northland, Auckland, Coromandel, Bay of Plenty, Taranaki, northern parts of the South Island, and some really heavy bursts of rain. Like I say, we're also going to find some thunderstorms in there, particularly across those northern and western parts of the country. A really messy, unsettled looking pattern out across us as we go through in towards Tuesday. Worth saying though, you can see that real contrast in systems. Ahead of these fronts, northerly winds, warm air. Behind these fronts, southerly winds, cold air. A bit of a taste of things that are going to change as we head through the week. But for Tuesday, it's really just heavy rain we're looking at. So we have got those severe weather warnings through parts of Northland, Auckland, the Coromandel. Watches as well for, say, most of those northern parts of Taranaki and the Bay of Plenty as this rain moves in and across us. Down towards the likes of, say, Wellington, Wairarapa, a cloudy start, but generally a dry one. And then the rain pushes across as we head through towards the afternoon. But you can see behind it, things are brightening up by the end of the day out towards the likes of, say, Northland. But with this feature, some really intense bursts of rain, some really heavy falls, perhaps even some downpours, and I think we are going to find some thunder as well. So do keep an eye on those severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. You can find all that information, the latest information, at metservice.com. In terms of our temperatures, pretty academic with that much cloud and rain around, but it's a very mild day. Those mild temperatures at the surface helping to invigorate some of those showers and helping to drive some of that convective activity, that thunderstorm activity across us as we go through the daytime on Tuesday. For the South Island, again, there's plenty of severe weather warnings in place, like to say that western side of the country. Also up in towards those northern parts of the South Island, up in towards the Tasman district, up in parts of Marlborough as well. We'll even find some patchy rain out towards the east, but a much lesser affair through parts of Canterbury and Otago. We are going to find patchy rain, though, even making its way up through parts of Southland and Otago, but the heaviest on that western side. So again, still worth keeping up to date with those severe thunderstorm watches, but also those heavy rain watches and warnings. But generally, another fairly messy looking story across Tuesday. In terms of our temperatures for the South Island, best of temperatures out towards the eastern side there, 19s and 20s. But I think we are going to start to find some of that colder air creeping in towards the south with our low temperatures overnight in towards Wednesday, cooler than we'll see for that first part of Tuesday, 3s and 4s. So how's the rest of the week looking? Well, we've got another burst of showers and some fairly active thunderstorms perhaps pushing on towards the western side of the North Island as we head in towards Wednesday. You can see the return of some cooler air, colder air coming back up across the country as we go through towards Thursday and latter parts of Wednesday, bringing the return of some snowfall down to around about 400 or 500 metres through parts of, say, Southland and up in towards Clutha and Canterbury. Even about the top of Mount Taranaki, we could find some snow by the end of the week. A very different story to how we start the week, but we are going to keep hold of that cold air, and I think it's going to have a real impact on our temperatures as well. As we head through towards Thursday, we'll find the showers hopefully start to ease out towards the end of the day. We have got high pressure out towards the Tasman Sea, so things should settle down, but you can see that flow, that feed of air is now southerly, and that's going to have a huge impact on our temperatures. These are the maximums and minimums for Thursday. You'll notice that our top temperatures for many of us on Thursday is a little bit lower than our minimum temperatures as we go through the night time tonight. So a real change in the air, but there's plenty happening this week. We've got rain, we've got thunderstorms, and then we've got that swing to cold temperatures and even some snowfall by the end of the week. So do keep an eye on the forecast. And as always, you can find all that information at metservice.com.